What is happening, everybody? It is the Sean B. Show live stream. How are you guys today? I hope well. I hope all is well. I am hanging out in the studio on a Saturday. Don't do a lot of Saturdays. About to start doing a lot of Saturdays because they're more convenient days for me. You know what I mean? It's better for me. And today we had to go on because, today starts Super Wildcard Weekend. So a lot going on today. Pretty excited. A lot of football to talk about. A lot of deeper dives into these 6 wildcard weekend games. Got some prop bets for you guys. Got our Super Bowl exactas all figured out. Got a couple of with some fan help. So yeah, a lot of fun happening today. Getting ready to start this thing up. Just give me a second here. Yeah, there we go. Okay, let's start the podcast.
You're listening to the Sean B. Show on Second String Media.
Well, hello, everyone. Welcome to the Sean B. Show. It is Saturday, January 14th, the year 2023, and it is the start of Super Wildcard Weekend in the National Football League. 6 great games. 2 today, 3 tomorrow, 1 Monday night. We'll see who goes on to the NFL divisional round, where the Kansas City Chiefs and the Philadelphia Eagles are waiting patiently to see who they're going to play. And you know what? We're going to try to figure it all out today. Okay? I know I made some picks on Thursday, and it's so funny because a lot of these games I'm pretty certain about. Some of the other ones I'm not as certain about. And, I'm back and forth. I'm back and forth on this Tampa Bay Dallas game. I've never had good luck betting against Tom Brady. It's not smart. But this is not the Tom Brady of old. This is not 2004 Tom Brady. This is not 2012 Tom Brady. This isn't 2021 Tom Brady. Much different situation going on down there in Tampa. But they've got a home playoff game against the Dallas Cowboys. Can they figure it out? Can they get it together? Now, some of these lines have again shifted. So we'll talk about betting lines. They keep shifting in the direction of the Seattle Seahawks, and I assume that's Caesars making up their money on one side or the other. That's what happens. That's what they do, and it's smart. So earlier in the week, you could have got this game at +10. Now Seattle's +9. So, San Francisco hosting home playoff game today, starting off Super Wildcard Weekend. A lot of fun happening, okay? This Chargers-Jacksonville game has shifted back in the direction of the middle. Like it was -2.5 for the Chargers just on Thursday when we spoke. On Tuesday when we spoke, it was a pick 'em. Now it's -1.5 for the Chargers. I took a deeper dive, of course, as the week went on. We looked at some props. We looked at some offensive and defensive comparisons. You know, the more you dive into a lot of these games, the more kind of perspective you gain over what you may see on the field. And, of course, everything on paper could just be a complete fucking wash, too. You just never know. I did see an interesting headline yesterday. The Colts interviewed Eric Bieniemy as a potential head coaching candidate. He was not on our list that we talked about on Tuesday, but Eric Bieniemy now in the mix for the Colts head coaching job. And I have to wonder, like, I've always looked at Eric Bieniemy as a smart guy, runs a good ship in Kansas City, but the benefit of having Patrick Mahomes has got to play in this, right? Like, every offensive coordinator wants Patrick Mahomes. Every offensive coordinator wants those generational guys, right? A lot of the Colts coaching staff back when Peyton Manning was a Colt got the praise, the high praise for things that Peyton was making possible. And I wonder if that's not the same with Eric Bieniemy. Obviously a smart guy, obvious head coaching candidate for the entire league. I just have to wonder who wants to come to the Colts. Like, and why would they want to come to the Colts? It's almost got to be a guy who's not going to get many opportunities anywhere else. It's almost got to be a guy that you're taking a chance on. Again, I like this Ben Johnson kid. I like this Ben Johnson kid out of Detroit, the offensive coordinator from the Detroit Lions. That guy's made Jared Goff a stud. That guy's this new archetype kind of offensive guru guy, like I think of like a Mike McDaniel or a Sean McVay or McDermott out of Buffalo. That kind of younger gen of NFL head coaches that aren't your typical, big guy, hard-nosed Andy Reid type of guys. Your Pittsburgh tough Mike Tomlin, Bill Cowher guys. Mike McDaniel in Miami, I could watch that guy in interviews all fucking day. That guy's hysterical. I like the shit out of that guy. That situation in Miami is fucked, but I like the shit out of Mike McDaniel for sure. When you're talking about that too, like a guy like Brian Flores, who I felt like got the shaft in Miami, and of course, investigations went on, and we kind of drawn our own conclusions on why that may or may not have happened. But a lot of opportunity out there to go get a good head coach. You're not going to get. Listen, all I'm hearing is Sean Payton, Jim Harbaugh. These guys aren't coming to Indy. Like, deal with that. These guys are not coming to Indy. It's not going to happen. Eric Bieniemy, a guy who's got a ton of credential right now. And again, I always have to wonder if that may or may not be on the work ethic of Patrick Mahomes. But a guy like Eric Bieniemy is not coming to Indianapolis. I just don't think that's going to happen. Sean Payton, definitely no. Jim Harbaugh, definitely no. Get it out of your heads. There's nothing to offer except for an okay defense in Indianapolis. The quarterback situation is let's find one and grow him. There's nothing to offer. Plus, a lot of people have their opinion soured on Jim Irsay. Look, before I dive too far in, I got to talk about this. It is National Ratification Day. Okay? A lot of people don't know this. 1784 Treaty of Paris ratified today, January 14th, marking the end of the American Revolution, marking one of the reasons that I am able to sit in this room and scream things into a microphone. All of our freedoms, everything that we celebrate and know as citizens of the United States of America, ratified in 1784, marking the end of the American Revolution, the Treaty of Paris, National Ratification Day. To no coincidence whatsoever, it is also National Hot Pastrami Day. I got to assume those guys. Now, you got to figure, you're in Philadelphia, 1784. Like, are we predating the cheesesteak here? I don't know the history of the cheesesteak, but that thing's so deep, like deeply ingrained into Philadelphians that, are we predating the cheesesteak here? Or was the cheesesteak created as a result of freedom? Who fucking knows? I'm sure somebody knows, but I promise you it's not me. I have a lot of prop bets to talk about today that I absolutely love and reasons that I love to talk about them. So we're going to start with the Hoosiers. Hoosiers play here in about an hour at 1 o'clock against Wisconsin. The Hoosiers are in trouble. Good news, Race Thompson, not done for the year. This guy's probably going to be back around February. 2 to 4 weeks is what they're saying. The faster the Hoosiers can get Race Thompson back and healthy, the better off they'll be. Now they're 10-6. Obviously nothing's over yet, but they got a really good Wisconsin team who's been without Tyler Wall coming to Bloomington today at 1 o'clock. 18th ranked Wisconsin Badgers. We'll see what happens. But, man, this Hoosiers team is in a lot of trouble. It got a little worse without X. And now with X out, Race Thompson out, these guys are in trouble until you get Race Thompson back. Still no word on a return for X. He had foot surgery. Gotta think that guy's out for a long time. You got to think that guy's not going to be able to get back until March, if at all. If at all. So, we'll see what the Hoosiers do to respond to all this, but it's going to be really tough to win without those two guys on the floor. Miller Kopp, his production kind of stagnant despite having a guard gone. Jordan Geronimo been getting some starts in the replacement for Race Thompson. Not a lot going on there. Need to see more out of Malik Renew. That kid looks confused and not very confident. The Hoosiers are in some trouble. The Hoosiers are in some deep shit. Just to not hold back there at all. So the Pacers lost another close one last night. Tyrese Halliburton not playing last night, but Halliburton did say here recently, you gotta like hearing stuff like this. You want to see these guys that have the desire to stay in these tiny markets, right? The Pacers are a small market. Halliburton on the Pacers is somewhere I want to be long term. Halliburton out. We're looking at 2 weeks without Tyrese. That's going to be tough. But last night, of course, a big game out of Matherin getting a start last night. Matherin had 26 last night. Pacers, however, drop it to the Hawks, 113-111. Play again tonight. What's the game time on that? Yeah, 7 o'clock tonight. Hosting the Grizz and Mr. Ja Morant. Then traveling to Milwaukee on Monday afternoon. So, little Hoosiers and Pacers talk before we get into this NFL playoff Super Wildcard Weekend thing. Look, I'm really excited about today. I want to see if Seattle can exploit maybe the one weakness in the San Francisco 49ers. Maybe the one weakness they have. The San Francisco 49ers are a below average run defense. Pass defense. They're an extremely good run defense. They're a below average pass defense. Which is why my first prop that I enjoy for this game, because I imagine Seattle, obviously they know this. Obviously they're going to try to force the issue, lock it back on the field. I like Geno to throw at least one pick today. I got Geno Smith over 0.5 interceptions today. Seattle's going to do everything they can. Look, they're on the road against a defense that's number 2 against the run, number 1 scoring defense, number 1 total defense. Seattle, not a very good defense, which is why I think CMC is going to have a huge game. I don't see much happening in the realm for the Seattle Seahawks, but the one chance they have is for Geno Smith to throw the ball for over 200 yards. For that Seattle defense, which isn't good, to step up. I mean, look, these guys are 30th against the run. A bottom 3 defense against the run. My other prop for this game, CMC over 77.5 rushing yards. I got a feeling this may be a long day for Seattle. Of course, this line has shifted now to +9. I still think it's a good line to take. San Francisco can win this game by double digits. They've been doing a lot of that lately. 10 straight wins. I don't think it stops today. Niners are looking really good. They're really poised. And I'll be honest with you, too. I don't have them in a lot of my Super Bowl exactas, which I will reveal today, later on in the episode. We talked about Super Bowl exactas. We'll reveal those and how they work and how you use them, in your favor once you get to the Super Bowl. If you get one of them close to the Super Bowl, you can actually use them to your favor. We'll talk about all that. I got the Seahawks winning big. That's at 4:30 today on Fox. I don't know that there's a whole lot of holes. San Francisco has a number 13 passing offense. That's pretty damn good considering you got game manager Garoppolo and now Brock Purdy. I mean, the fact that their top half is pretty damn good. This is an offense that is just absolutely insane and a defense that's even better than that. These guys are the number 6 scoring offense in football and the number 1 points against defense in football. These guys do not allow a lot of points. They score a lot of points. That's a pretty good recipe to win football games. That's today at 4:30 on Fox. I like it. Tonight on NBC and Peacock, pretty excited about this one because this is going to be, to me, one of the 2 best games of the weekend. This is going to be one that's hard to pick. I don't know where to go with this one. I dove a little further into it. Mike Williams is out. That may get a head coach fired. But I've got Austin Eckler over 38.5 receiving yards tonight. The Jacksonville Jaguars defend the run pretty well. They are awful against the pass. This is a 24-ranked defense total. However, they're 12th in scoring. So you don't score a lot of points. What that means is essentially, once you get down to the red zone, you're kicking a lot of field goals against the Jaguars. I like Eckler over 38.5 receiving yards today. I think Herbert will spread the ball around and work that screen game with the running backs in the passing game. Be a good day for the Chargers. The Chargers offensively running the football, bottom 3 in the league, number 30 rushing offense. They've got a really good passing offense. So Justin Herbert slings that thing. He's thrown for 300 yards a whole lot of times. I got a feeling he's going to do it again today. I didn't take that prop, though, because Jacksonville's defense is pretty good. Top 10 defense against the pass, top 10 scoring defense, top 10 total defense. That is wrong. That is incorrect. Top 10 defense against the pass. Fuck. I got to edit all that. I'm sitting here reading offensive numbers. Number 24 ranked defense. Bottom 5 defense against the pass. I got a feeling Herbert's going to go off today. I fucked that up so bad. I'm sitting here reading my own goddamn notes. Good news is we can edit things out of the podcast. All right. I got a feeling Herbert's going to go for a lot of yards today. Jacksonville, number 28 in the NFL against the pass, 12 against the run. Better run defense. Basically, these are two defenses that are middle-of-the-road defenses and a couple of offenses and a couple of quarterbacks that are really good. I like ETN over 76.5 rushing yards today. The Chargers 28th in run defense, 22nd in scoring defense. Of course, you'll remember the Week 1 battle. Jacksonville beat the Chargers 38-10 at SoFi Stadium. That was Week 3. Be a pretty good game. Jacksonville right now plus 1.5 at home. I think you got to take this one on the money line, and I think you got to pick your poison. Two offenses, two young quarterbacks, both could go off at any moment. And I've got a lot of editing to do after that whole mixing up my own notes debacle. This Saturday tonight, 8:15 on NBC and Peacock, Chargers, Jaguars. And that is what happens sometimes when you record podcasts live. Anyway, Tua Tagovailoa out. Raheem Mostert out. Isaiah McKenzie questionable. Teddy Bridgewater questionable. Skylar Thompson gets the start for the Dolphins today against the tomorrow against the Buffalo Bills. God damn it. Miami. Now, these offensive numbers are very skewed. Number 6 in total offense, number 4 in passing offense. That's all going to change. Buffalo at number 15 ranked passing defense. This is all different now. This is not a Tua Tagovailoa-led offense. This offense doesn't have Raheem Mostert in the backfield. Even with Raheem Mostert, it's a 25th ranked rushing offense, 11th overall in scoring. I got Josh Allen over 260.5 passing yards today. I got Josh Allen really over about 300 passes. It's going to be a huge one tomorrow. It's fucking tomorrow, Sean. It's going to be a big game for the Buffalo Bills offense. 6th overall, 4th in the pass, 25th in the rush. Miami's offense totally and absolutely skewed by the fact that Tua and Mostert both out. Buffalo 10.5-point favorite. It moved to 13 on Thursday. Now we'll check it again. And Buffalo has moved to a 13.5-point favorite. So we got Buffalo minus 13.5. That's a big number. That's a big number, but Miami's basically got everything stacked against them. Can Mike McDaniel put together a game plan for this offense to do something cool? Let's hope. Let's hope we get a good game. I don't know. Sunday, 1 o'clock on CBS and Paramount Plus. Miami at Buffalo. Tua out. Skylar Thompson gets the start. Yeah, they split the season meetings. Buffalo, one problem that you might be able to exploit with Buffalo is that they turn the ball over a lot. Despite having the number 2 scoring offense, number 2 total offense, 7th in the run, 7th in the pass, they've turned the ball over 27 times. That's 3rd worst in the NFL. So we'll see what goes down. Miami and Buffalo tomorrow, 1 o'clock, CBS and Paramount Plus. How about that 4:30 game? New York Giants at the Minnesota Vikings. This game is 100% going to be decided by which Minnesota Vikings team shows up. Look, this Vikings team is 7th in total offense, 6th in the pass. Kirk Cousins had himself a year. The Giants thrive on the run. Daniel Jones, not a prolific passer. The Giants offense, 26th overall in the pass, but they're the number 4 rushing offense, number 15 scoring offense. Minnesota, however, with Cam Dantzler and Harrison Smith both out in that defensive backfield, couple injuries, that defensive backfield banged up. Can Daniel Jones exploit this? And I think that, I don't know that it's a game changer, but I do like Richie James over 49.5 receiving yards in this game for the Giants. I think they'll use that a little bit. I don't know how much we're going to run with Daniel Jones. I don't know how much we're going to run. Obviously, Saquon Barkley's going to get his touches. But Minnesota, look at these defensive numbers for Minnesota. Number 31 overall defense. Number 31 against the pass. Number 20 against the run. 28th in scoring. If the New York Giants can figure out, because even 20 against the run, not great. I mean, you're below average there. Saquon Barkley takes advantage of that. We got a whole new ball game. We got the Giants. Like I said, I don't know that we're in a situation where they're favored yet, but I want to see this line is, -3. So it hasn't changed. The Vikings still -3. Sunday, 4:30 on Fox. Minnesota wins 1-score games. They won 11 of them. And they got the Week 16 win with a walk-off field goal. There are some points of emphasis for the Giants to look at and how bad this Vikings defense really is. They got to score a lot of points. They're number 8 in scoring. Giants give up middle of the road average points, 17th in scoring defense. I'm just looking at these are the same teams. Saquon Barkley's a little better than Dalvin Cook. Kirk Cousins is a better passer than Daniel Jones. Minnesota's got some bang-ups in their secondary. I like Dalvin Cook over 17.5 receiving yards, too. They've done a lot of work in their screen game in Minnesota lately. Dalvin's been getting a few more receptions. Exploit that a little bit. Like I said, this Giants defense, though, 27th against the run. Dalvin Cook may have himself a day. We'll see. Giants, Vikings, 4:30 tomorrow on Fox. The more I look into this game, the more I just think it's going to be a blowout. Baltimore and Cincinnati. Cincinnati had started at 6.5-point favorites. The line shifted to 8.5 when we talked on Thursday. It's still at 8.5. Nobody wants to see a blowout, but look, got Gus Edwards questionable at last we spoke. J.K. Dobbins could have a big game. I've got him over 60.5 rushing yards. But even then, the Bengals defense, 7th against the run. I don't see what other choice they're going to have. Like I said, Mark Andrews might be a stud. The Bengals don't defend the pass well. 23rd in the league against the pass. That'd be your guy to look at. None of his props paid that well. That's why I chose Dobbins' prop. I don't think 60.5 yards, even against a good run defense, is a lot. When you're talking about a Gus Edwards that probably won't play, a Lamar Jackson that's not going to play. The one solid, though, in this game is a Ja'Marr Chase tutty. Ja'Marr Chase tutty today, it's -109. So you're getting damn near 1-to-1 for Ja'Marr Chase to score. This guy is going to score. I almost guarantee it. This game is tomorrow night, Sunday night on NBC and Peacock. I don't like big spreads. I don't like double-digit spreads. But if I were a betting man, I would look at possibly shoving this spread out further. I don't know that Baltimore's going to have any answer for anything that happens tomorrow. Joe Burrow, being Joe Cool, could go off and have a day. We shall see. I like it. I don't know. Like I said, there's got a couple of blowouts in the making here. I don't know that Seattle has a chance against San Francisco. They've got to do some things very well. Baltimore, Cincinnati, Miami, Buffalo. One game that I don't think will be a blowout, and a lot of people would criticize me for that, is this Dallas and Tampa Bay game. Monday night, 8:15 p.m. on ESPN and ABC. Tampa Bay does some things very well that are non-Tom Brady. Tampa Bay plays very good defense. They're 13th in scoring, but they got the 9th overall yardage defense, 9th overall passing defense, 15th against the run. This, to me, is Dallas's chance. That's why I like Tony Pollard over 47.5 rushing yards. It's either that or a Zeke touchdown. A Zeke touchdown is almost as guaranteed as taxes and death anymore. Tony Pollard over 47.5 rushing yards. I like that one. Look, Trayvon Diggs is going to be blanketed all over Mike Evans. The rest of that Cowboys secondary banged up. This is a high number. This is a big number, but it pays well. It's plus 118. Chris Godwin over 7.5 receptions. Yards, 7.5 yards. Chris Godwin over 7.5 receptions. He's a team leader in receptions, always was. Despite missing a few games, Chris Godwin's caught a lot of balls. He missed 2 games earlier in the season. He was out week 18. Still the team leader in receptions. 7.5 receptions against Dallas. I like it. Dallas's pass defense is number 8 in football. But Tom Brady's pretty good. This team had these two teams met in week 1, low scoring affair, 19-3. That was with Dak, but Dak got hurt in the game. This could be a battle. It's in Tampa Bay this time. It was in Dallas week 1. We're going to see what happens here. And again, a lot of people are just like, unreal that you would even think that this isn't obvious. It's Dallas, right? It's obviously Dallas. They've got a chance to go to the Super Bowl. Look, man, I've watched Tom Brady for a long time. A long time. I don't like to bet against this guy. I really don't. I really don't. So, that's just tough. Tough to do. Tough to bet against Tom. But this Dallas team is really good. I truly believe they have a chance to go to the Super Bowl. I truly believe that a full-strength game, both sides between Dallas and Philly, would result in a Dallas win. I don't know how good any of these teams are. The NFC is wild. You got San Francisco, wouldn't be surprised if they went to the Super Bowl. You got Dallas, wouldn't be surprised if they went to the Super Bowl. Philadelphia, wouldn't be surprised if they went to the Super Bowl. Who knows what's going to happen? The Vikings should come in and say, you know what, we're the 3 seed, motherfucker. Okay. But you're horrible defensively. I mean, absolutely awful defensively. So in the comments, do we get to hear your picks for each game? Yeah, I'll give you my picks for each game. I'll give you straight up picks. I'll give you money line picks. Yeah. Straight up, who's going to win? Mono. It's pretty simple. All right. So I'll include the money line numbers here because some people care about that stuff, including myself. So we'll go down the list here. San Francisco and Seattle. Obviously, the San Francisco 49ers are going to dominate. I don't think Seattle has a chance. San Francisco's minus 475 on that money line. Chargers, Jacksonville. I got to go with LA. I got to go with the Chargers. And I'll tell you why. The Chargers have the potential to literally throw all over Jacksonville. Now, in week 3 when they met, Jacksonville dominated. Chargers still figuring their stuff out. A lot of injuries. For whatever reason, this Chargers team started off very, very slow. I like Jacksonville. I know they're at home. But I'm sitting here staring this 28th ranked passing defense in the face. The Chargers don't defend the run well. ETN might have himself a game, but I've got to go Chargers in this game. Minus 145 on the money line. You could probably just go ahead and go with the spread and pay a little better at minus 1.5. I don't see a 1-point game here, but I like the Chargers to win this game. That's going to be that. Miami and Buffalo, there isn't a chance in hell that Miami wins this game. Not a chance in hell. And I know Dolphins fans are excited. They're in the playoffs. But they all know. There isn't a chance in hell Miami wins this game. And it's really unfortunate. Look, I'm going to say this. It's really unfortunate. I'm not saying the Dolphins are a bad football team. I'm saying they're going through a lot. They're going through a lot of shit. All right? Like Tua Tagovailoa, I hope that guy plays football again. Like I truly do. And I know he's running around there and he seems to be okay. But that guy's had the fucking shit kicked out of him this year. It's not okay. Like that's your fucking head, man. Like, and he knows that. He's aware of that. Like, it's really, really sad what is happening with Tua over the course of his very short and very early on career. Like, because he came on this year and he started putting on for Miami. And it was exciting to see and exciting to watch. And then, yeah, it's super unfortunate. And I hate that for Tua. I hate it for the Dolphins. You put Teddy Bridgewater in this game, and maybe I give him a little more of a chance. He's still questionable, but they have decided to go with Skylar Thompson. If Miami wins this game, I don't know. They're just not going to. They're not going to at all. All right, Giants, Vikings, tough one to pick. Tough one to pick who's going to show up. I like Minnesota just because they're at home. No way I'm giving up those 3 points, though. That's an absolute money line pick. Walk-off field goal, finish the last game. Could very well be the same thing again. Minnesota's secondary is a little banged up. Daniel Jones doesn't throw the ball well. If the Vikings can stop Saquon Barkley and control that and then keep Daniel Jones from doing a whole lot of running, because Daniel Jones run you over too. It's going to go a long way to helping them. Kirk Cousins, Justin Jefferson have huge games. Let's be at home. Let's get a home win. I like Minnesota here. Let's see here. Yeah. Ravens, Bengals. You want to bet with your heart? You want to bet with your heart over there? I know you know who I'm talking to. Again, unfortunate that Lamar can't play. I think with Lamar Jackson playing this game, it's totally different. But without Lamar Jackson, this Ravens team doesn't have a whole lot of weapons. It's not good for them. So easy to take Cincinnati in this game. Joe Cool's coming on at the right time. Very, very easy to take Cincinnati. There's just nothing tough about that. And to the game I don't want to pick. This line has shifted. It's -2.5, shifted from 3. Now Dallas is -2.5 at home or on the road. Man, oh man. So let's look at the obvious stuff first with this game. I can't wait for this game, first of all. But let's look at the obvious stuff. Dallas can run the ball very well. Tampa Bay has a number 15 running defense. They play good defense. It's not quite top 10 defense. It's top 10 yardage defense, but 9 against the pass, 15 against the run, 13 scoring defense. Yeah. Tony Pollard, Ezekiel Elliott, two-headed monster they got back there at running back. Those guys could have a game. I like Pollard over 47.5 yards, which is what I think Dallas is going to have to do because Tampa Bay is a good secondary. They do defend the pass very well. And like I said, a lot of this is going to rely on Dak Prescott too. Dak Prescott has to stop turning the football over. You got to think like this is the big X factor for Dallas. Can Dak control the game? Can Dak just manage the shit, not give the ball away, keep their defense fresh on the sideline, and not let Tom Brady get too many opportunities to do things Tom Brady does? Tom Brady, this is the playoffs. There isn't a person on the planet that has more experience in this moment than Tom Brady. Because not only has he been around forever, but he's been here almost every fucking year. This game's at home in Tampa. Go Tampa Bay. Go Bucks. I can't bet against them. I just can't do it in this game. Can't do it. Dallas isn't consistent enough, and this is just a bad matchup to start the playoffs with a team that's playing inconsistent and a guy that can absolutely rip your heart out. I'm sorry. Dallas, I like Dallas. You match Dallas up with a Giants or a Dolphins, somebody else in the wild card round. Let's look at the other division winners. I mean, the thing is, Minnesota. You match Dallas and Minnesota up, I take Dallas every day. Like I said, I think Dallas has a good chance to win football games and possibly make a run at the Super Bowl. I really do. And I don't think they have to get past Tampa Bay. And that's not going to be easy. I don't like the matchup for Dallas. I just don't. The one place you can get Tampa Bay is if you can throw the ball all over the field. Or I'm sorry, if you could make sure to not let them throw the ball all over the field. Tampa Bay has the 32nd ranked rushing offense. They're really bad. So if you can control that pass, or just continue to stomp the run, make them one-dimensional. Make it so you know what they're going to do. 32nd rushing offense, last in the league, worst one. Could be the difference. I don't know, but I'm not betting against Tom. Not here. Sorry, Bucks win. That is plus 118. That is your big payer there on the money line in this week. Of course, if you do that on Caesars Sportsbook, if you parlay all those picks from a money line standpoint, the odds there are 888 plus 888. What does that mean? That means if you put a $20 bet on those 6 games on the money line, which is just picking the winner, and you get it correctly, it will net you $176 in profit. Yeah, that's what that means. Now, personally, I like to do things a little differently because I think San Francisco will beat Seattle by more than 9 points. So I'm taking the money line on San Francisco, Seattle. I think that if you're going to pick a winner in a -1.5 game, the Chargers I'm taking to win. I think they'll win the game by more than 1 point. You just have to go with the odds there. 13.5, and I'll tell everybody this that doesn't necessarily know what's going on. I'll tell everybody this. 13.5 is a massive number in the National Football League. It is a massive number in the NFL. But Miami's in a lot of trouble. Miami's in a ton of trouble. And they don't have a chance in hell. They're in a lot of trouble. So you got to almost, because -900 is what the Bills pay out on the money line. There's nothing there for you. Got to take the spread. I don't think Miami's going to even be close in this game. Giants, Vikings, -160 on the money line for Minnesota. Those are pretty good odds to pick a winner. It's a 3-point spread. That game could be closer. Last game was a walk-off field goal. That was just a few weeks ago. Same thing, Miami, Buffalo, Bengals, Ravens, +8.5. I don't see a chance for Baltimore to keep this game within 10. Bengals -8.5. That's the pick. Cowboys, Buccaneers on the money line. That's +118. Now that you've taken a few spreads in there, now you go back to your odds, and it's +4606, which means that same $20 bet will now net you $921. And I like that. I like $921. Sounds awesome. So there's your nuggets. Now we're going to take a look at something else I did. I told you about Super Bowl exactas. We're going to take a look at them right now because I have 10 that I narrowed it down to. And when I say narrowed it down to, I mean I drew 10 of them out of a imaginary bucket that I had for Super Bowl exactas. We talked about a few. I picked like 18 or so that I liked. Whittled it down to 10, and here's what I got. And I'll get here. I was going to do it there, but I'll get here. All right, so we've got 10 of these things. Now, how a Super Bowl exacta works is you've got a Super Bowl winner and a Super Bowl loser. You pick two teams that are going to be in the Super Bowl and the winner and loser. So basically, like an exacta here that I have, Buffalo to beat Dallas. Pays plus 3,000, which is 30 to 1. And I made $10 bets on all these. So just real simple, real easy betting. But we'll go down the list here from lowest odds to highest odds. At plus 1,200, I've got the Rob prop. Rob in there the other day said it's going to be Buffalo and Philadelphia. Well, Buffalo to beat Philadelphia plus 1,200. 12 to 1 nets me 120. Next one is Philadelphia and Kansas City. Plus 1,400. If Philadelphia beats Kansas City in the Super Bowl, that's a 140 profit. Philadelphia to beat Buffalo, the other half of the Rob prop. Plus 1,800. So, got both sides of that one. Cincinnati to beat San Francisco, plus 2,000. San Francisco to beat Cincinnati, plus 2,500. Buffalo to beat Dallas, plus 3,000. Dallas to beat Kansas City, plus 3,000. Philadelphia to beat Cincinnati, plus 3,000. Now, I had to do this. I call these the Tom props. Because, Tom Brady, all he do is win. So the last two got Kansas City to beat Tampa Bay at plus 5,000 and Buffalo to beat Tampa Bay at plus 5,000. $500. So the way the other side of that works is if you do get your two teams to the Super Bowl, let's say the Super Bowl is Dallas versus Kansas City, which would be not ideal for this, but I'll talk about it anyway. You got Dallas versus Kansas City. Pays you $300 on your $10 bet, plus 3,000. You go in before the game and you bet the other side of it. You put money on Kansas City. And you make it so that either way, you make a little money. It's called hedging. So, either way, I like this. I'd never seen this. I thought it was fun. We'll see how we do moving forward. We'll see if all these make it through Wild Card Weekend. Now I don't see any problem for Wild Card Weekend. The divisional round is when it's going to get a little crazy. But going Bengals, sad face, all the picks from Miss Teresa in the comments. Going Bengals, going Bucks, going Vikings. Mostly agreed going Jags over the Chargers. I like it. AFC South representing. Going Bengals with the sad face. I know you're a Raiders or Ravens fan. What's up, Sean Rogers? How you doing, my friend? All right. So, now that we've talked about all that, got all that out of the way, again, we went through, we did our predictions. I like it. I like where we're at. Let's look now at our updated playoff tree because we got San Francisco over Seattle, which would mean the 2 seed would not play the Eagles. So then we've got the Chargers over Jacksonville. We've got Buffalo over Miami, which would send the Chargers to Kansas City. We've got Minnesota over the Giants, which would send Minnesota to Philadelphia. And then we've got Cincinnati over Baltimore, which would send the Bengals to Buffalo. And then we've got Tampa Bay over Dallas, which would send the Buccaneers, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, on to, where would they go? Where would they go? We got the 4, we got the 1. Would they go 3-2? Yeah, that would send the Buccaneers to Philadelphia. Bucks Eagles. See, and it's wildly different. When you talk about Bucks Cowboys, for whatever reason, diving into this game, I like Tampa Bay. I like Tampa Bay at home. I know they've struggled. I know they're having offensive line issues, but I like Tampa Bay. But when you then foreshadow a Tampa Bay Eagles matchup, I almost easily take Philadelphia with the greatest of ease. At that point, you got Bucks too. 49ers might get upset. I don't know why the 49ers might get upset. I don't know what that happens. No way Miami wins. No way Baltimore wins. That's no shit. No way Miami. No way Baltimore. 49ers might get upset. I don't know. I don't see that happening, man. I don't see that happening at all. Gino better have himself a day. I mean, a day. Because you cannot, and I mean, you cannot run on San Francisco. You got to throw the football. Got to have Tyler Lockett. Got to have it all. You can't run on San Francisco. Kenneth Walker was going to look at some of his props, and I'm like, I'm not going anywhere near a fucking running back against San Francisco. I'm just not doing it. Walker was on the injury report. Didn't practice on Thursday. Didn't practice on Wednesday. Sorry. Guess resting. So that was a slight cause for concern the other day. But Kenneth Walker obviously going to play, suiting up, full go. See, for me, it's no way San Francisco loses to Seattle. Will 49ers take the Seahawks seriously enough? You've got to. I mean, you've got to. This is a team that started, got off to a rough start, and they've won 10 games in a row. I don't even know if it matters who they take seriously. I mean, they've already played twice this year. So we'll see. We'll see. It'd be interesting. This would be, if there was one game that I would take against the spread, this 9-point spread, that I would say I would lose on, because I would take San Francisco plus the 9 point or minus the 9 points. But if there was one game that was going to fuck that, it would be this game. Football all weekend and chilly all weekend. Fun weekend. Great weekend. Great weekend. Not just any football, not just any brand of football, but playoff football, NFL playoff football. It's one of the most wonderful times of the year. Now, I like this time of year better when the Colts are hanging around in the playoffs. But, at least this year I don't have to worry about them losing now. It's all over. But, yeah, man. Wild Card Weekend is going to tell us a whole bunch. And it starts today at 4:30. That Hoosiers tip-off is here in about 22 minutes. And if I want to edit the podcast for all the verbal fuck-ups I made earlier on in the show, I've got to do that now so I can get home and watch tip-off. So I want you guys. You got Brady upsetting the Cowboys. I agree. 49ers will roll. Hoosiers. Yeah, that ain't no shit. Can't miss 2 starters, man. All right, guys. This has been the Sean B. Show. It is Saturday, January 14th, and we are in the Edge Construction Studio. Look, Edge Construction, masters of all things construction. Call my friend Brian at 812-343-3035. He's got you back, man. I'm telling you, this guy's a stud. This guy's a stud. Tell him the Sean B. Show sent you. Dirt work, site development. They'll take care of you. Also, look, if you need some pets sitting, you need your doges taken care of, all right? Just Like Home Doggy Daycare. You can find them on the web at justlikehomedoggydaycare.com or on Facebook at Just Like Home Doggy Daycare. They are amazing over there, okay? Pets come in the house. They're treated as if they live there. No kennels. Fuck that. Fuck your kennels. Absolutely no kennels. No. Fenced in yards. All kinds of room for them to play and be themselves. And hey, you may have to be away, but for your pets, it'll be just like home. I am Sean B. I'm out of here. You guys have a wonderful Wild Card Weekend. Yeah. There we go. There we go. Okay. Let's start the podcast. Well, hello, everyone. Welcome to the Sean B. Show. It is Saturday, January 14th, the year 2023, and it is the start of Super Wildcard Weekend in the National Football League. 6 great games